Swadikap, good morning and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. Today is Sunday, July 3rd, 2016 and you're me, Surapan Lautaranarit. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha is urging agriculturists nationwide to keep themselves updated with the weather and the current water situation. General Prayut, who is also head of the National Council for Peace and Order, spoke after chairing a meeting with the National Water Resources Committee that he had instructed responsible agencies to make sure that all communities in Thailand have access to fresh water by 2017. He said water used in the industrial sector must be consumed more efficiently, while the use of water for agriculture must strictly follow the National Water Management Plan. He also asked all crop producers to watch out for inclement weather and closely follow the water situation. Flash floods have recently been reported in Upper Thailand. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha asked that every sector of society give active cooperation in order to move the country forward. The Prime Minister reiterated that the government and the National Council for Peace and Order will need cooperation from the public in addressing national issues, while asking everyone to respect the law and instill a sense of moral responsibility. As many problems arise due to polarized opinions that lead to political stalemate, General Prayut said he is willing to take in constructive feedback from others. In reference to the referendum, the Prime Minister said all eligible voters should come out and exercise their rights. He vowed that the administration will not interfere with or influence the public's decision. The countrywide referendum will take place on August 7th. The Prime Minister is determined to push for the implementation of the Thailand 4.0 policy, hoping to bring stability, prosperity, and sustainability to the nation. In his national speech on Returning Happiness to the People program, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said the government's Thailand 4.0 policy is different from populist policies initiated by previous administrations. Not only did those populist policies fail to address the problems of the country, they were never meant to create stability or sustainability, he added. According to him, the Thailand 4.0 policy will lead to national development in terms of economic reform, in conjunction with a 20-year strategic plan which requires participation from all sides. It is to mobilize Thailand under three key approaches, comprising creativity, innovation, and technology. He said the government is also launching the Food Innopolis project with hope to create food security as well as make Thailand the kitchen of the world. Food Innopolis is considered an innovation and development center aimed at increasing the value of the country's abundant crops. Its main purpose is to develop foods of the future and bio-based industries to maintain competitiveness and enhance the entire value chain from soil to waste. The Foreign Ministry held a press conference announcing Thailand's determination to continue to eradicate human trafficking, as the nation has been upgraded from Tier 3 to the Tier 2 watch list in the U.S. Department of State's Trafficking in Persons, or TIP Report 2016. The comment was made by Foreign Minister Don Poromat-Vinay, who said the government of Thailand has, since April last year, declared anti-human trafficking as part of Thailand's national agenda. He stated that many government and private agencies joined hands to seriously tackle the issue and contributed to the recent success. The minister added that the U.S.'s decision is universally accepted, while indicating that the American and Thai policies and intentions regarding this issue are aligned. Mr. Don disclosed that both nations are determined to see concrete results from dealing with human trafficking by adjusting policy structures and procedures of relevant government units. He also assured that the government will extend its efforts to put all human trafficking agents behind bars, including those who are government officials.
I mentioned a while ago about big fish and small fish. The focus of the Thai government, particularly in terms of fighting or combating the human trafficking, of course, would not be only generalized, but it has to be focused. It has to be on certain perpetrators, including accomplices. They would have to be together, and then we are looking at the big fish, not the small ones. You mentioned about corruption. Well, this government advocates good governance, and corruption is certainly the target which we certainly like to rid off from this land, this land which is known as Thailand. And that's why, if you follow us very closely enough, and you will see that fighting corruption is part of the Constitution as well.
He said despite the upgrade, Thailand will continue its efforts to address the issue and show the rest of the world the kingdom's determination to eradicate human trafficking in accordance with international standards. The United States has released its annual Trafficking in Persons or TIP report, with Thailand being moved from Tier 3 to Tier 2 watch list, while the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs has attributed the better ranking to Thailand's commitment to ending human trafficking. Khun Naak Rojanasawan has the details.
16 TIP report publicized by the U.S. Department of State indicates that a resolution has been made to upgrade Thailand's status to Tier 2 watch list. The report says the government of Thailand does not fully meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking. However, it is making significant efforts to do so. Mr. Sek Wanamethi, Director General of the Department of Information and spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, pointed out that the improved ranking signifies the U.S. recognition of the Thai government's hard work to stamp out human trafficking over the past year. It also shows that the U.S. values its cooperation with Thailand in the prevention of trafficking, as well as protection of victims and prosecution of culprits. After the country is moved up one level in the TIP report, Mr. Sek asserted that the government will not become complacent and will continue striving to achieve higher goals. He said efforts from all sides will be further integrated in a bid to eliminate human trafficking worldwide in a sustainable and effective manner. Mr. Sek's statement was echoed by Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan, who affirmed the government's intention to eradicate problems that show the countries in a bad light, particularly human trafficking, illegal fishing, and civil aviation safety. General Prawit commented that cooperation from all sectors was necessary. In the meantime, the U.S. Ambassador to Thailand, Glenn Townsend Davies, praised Thailand's efforts against human trafficking and voiced his confidence that the country will be able to raise to Tier 1 on the watch list in the future. He also remarked that Thai-U.S. relations would likely improve in all aspects as well. The private sector also responded positively to the favorable report. Thai National Shipper Council, or TNSC, said the latest TIP report will improve the image of relevant industries. The council believes that seafood export would grow by 10% from its average value of 200 billion baht per year.
In gambling as the 2016 UEFA European Championship or Euro 2016 is currently taking place in France. On the phone with us now is Police Colonel Grisana Pattanacharan, the Deputy Spokesperson of the Royal Thai Police. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, how are you doing this morning?
Good, thank you. By yourself?
I'm fine. So did you watch the match between Germany and Italy last night?
Yes, indeed. It was a really exciting match, really, particularly for the 1-1 draw result and also the penalty shootout there. So I'm always excited to see which team we get to the final.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, first, I'd like to talk about the causes of youth gambling. Why did you think so many school students participate in gambling?
So thank you for asking this question. As you might be aware, gambling is a social problem that needs attention from various concerned parties if our goal is to eradicate this problem. As for the causes of gambling among the youngsters, particularly school students, they gamble basically just to win money, just for fun, for social reasons, for excitement, or just to have something to do. There are also several factors that contribute to gambling, particularly the advent of mobile phone technology. If you compare what happened back in the past where they had to go to the gambling den and then they had to put real money in it. But nowadays they can do gambling just fingertips there. I mean, they can easily transfer the money electronically. So that's the factors that contribute to gambling nowadays.
Mm-hmm. So I understand that the police have established an anti-gambling center to crack down on gambling related to the Euro 2016. So could you talk a bit about the center's activities and progress so far?
Yeah, sure. Here at the Royal Thai Police headquarters, we set up the main center to crack down on gambling, particularly for Euro 2016. The center is used to monitor both online and offline gambling activities nationwide. We also deploy police officers to collect data and arrest facts in order to analyze the facts so that the police executive can use that data to make the decision accordingly. At the regional level, we also set up the similar centers as the ones that we have here at the local stations to locally and monitor gambling activities. Since day one, we managed to arrest more than 6,000 offenders there. We also apply many types of, acts and legislation in order to deal with gambling, particularly the Anti-Money Laundering Act, in order to deal with the financier and the kingpins behind the scandal.
Mm-hmm. So gambling in Thai society is fairly a complex issue that requires a lot of cooperation. And how can other parts of society or other institutions contribute to the eradication of gambling besides law enforcement?
This is a very important question because, as you have said earlier, I mean, apart from enforcement part of it, I mean, we do need cooperation from other concerned parties such as family members, teachers, schools, and universities there. And as a family member, for instance, I mean, they look at the how the parents behave. If you behave properly, then they are unlikely to go on gambling. However, if they got time at school, they tend to socialize with their friends. As I mentioned just now, one of the causes of the problem being that they just do it for social reasons, or they just don't have anything to do. Let's say, for example, if you have in a group of 5 friends there, and all your friends near you are talking about football match, talking about football gambling. It's only you that you don't do gambling, then you are ready to do that for social reasons. Then it's very important when you go to school, you've got to make sure that your children and your kids stay away from these sort of persons. Then you've got to basically educate them. And as far as the police is concerned, we do not want to put them behind bars. What we want to do, we want to do the prevention part of it.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, for today, do you have any advice for our younger audience out there on how to avoid gambling?
As I mentioned just now, there are so many reasons why they go for gambling. One being that they want to get money. You never get rich from gambling. It's not a good way for investment, and it's against the law here. Once you get addicted to gambling, it's very difficult to give up. And then we also need cooperation from other parties concerned, such as the universities or schools there, and particularly how to educate them to stay away from gambling. And if you've got any tip-off to report to police, so please do so. We've got the police call center at number 1599, or even just call us at number 191. We operate 24/7 basis.
All right. So that would be all for today, sir. So Police Colonel Grisana, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
สวัสดีครับ The Commerce Ministry believes Thailand 4.0 will make the country a high-income nation. Speaking at the NBT World Forum, hosted by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, Mr. Suwit Mesinsi, Deputy Minister of Commerce, said the implementation of Thailand 4.0 approach will bring sustainability and prosperity to the nation. It also aims to enhance the nation's human resources and close gaps in the society. Unskilled and low-skilled labor will have to be injected with knowledge, expertise, and advanced skills.
It's about reform in our people, the quality of our people via the educational reform, and enhancing the more effective learning society for our new generation. So these are kind of reform in action. Actually, if we can put this three together and via the mechanism of Pacharat, or they call it state of people, but I call it the collaboration, the collaboration between the private people, civil society, and the public sector, hand in hand together, and have a direction in mind, have a target, the milestone in mind. I think this should be achieved. Something should be achieved within a year.
Should the Thailand 4.0 policy be successfully implemented, Thailand will soon become a high-income nation, he said, adding that Thailand must adopt new innovation in agriculture and the industrial sector in order to increase the ability to compete. The forum was also joined by Mr. Jamlong Singtongam, Deputy Director General of the Government Public Relations Department. And that's all for today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Pad Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in amazing Thailand.
Now that we are together as one, the dreams of 600 million people may come true.
We have to respect every woman and every child as a person and have a full human rights and no violation whatsoever.
If we combine that resources with research and technology, it will improve our life quality and our economy a lot.
So we open to each other more, and media play a very vital role. This is what I want to see. I want to communicate more. I want to know more about you.
These are the voices to remind us that today we, all the people of ASEAN, are the center of this great community. ASEAN, the people-centered community.
Welcome back. It's now time for ASEAN and Beyond. Durian is not only a popular fruit for people living in Southeast Asia, but it is even heralded as the king of fruits. In Cambodia, Kampot province is the most famous place where durian is grown. Khun Papamon Arayasukawat reports.
Kampot is located 148 kilometers away southwest of Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia, and is one of the fast-growing areas in the country, and is currently seeing a lot of development. Other than Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, many other areas in Cambodia haven't modernized all that much, but Kampot is seeing lots of business investments, commercial buildings popping up, and there is an abundance of shops, hotels, and restaurants abound. Also, the mountainous landscape is quite lovely, and there are interesting tourist attractions and the main river flowing through the city, which helps add lovely ambience to the setting.
Kampot is very well known to many foreign visitors, since there are many tourist attractions like Bokor Mountain, which is one of the popular places to visit in Cambodia. And there are more reports and guest houses being built. Many people say that best quality durian is in Kampot. We export durian to Vietnam and other countries as well.
Once you visit Kampot, one thing you should not miss is the most popular local fruit, durian, which is locally known as Durian Kampot. Originally, it was told that their strain of the fruit was brought from Thailand's Chani variety of durians. Now, after being grown in different climates for several decades, with foreign water and soil, the original strain has been changed, and those who are durian fanatics can detect a distinct flavor that is specific to the fruit grown in this region.
Around 1960, a famous Kampot lady brought durian seed from Thailand to Kampot and produced it here. Since that time, the Kampot durian is very famous in Cambodia because it is produced without chemical substances and infertile as well as suitable geographical lands. That's why Kampot durian is very famous and unique.
The durian in Kampot is similar to Thai Chani species, and it tastes sweet like Thai durian, kind of the Thai Gan Yao, a popular Thai variety. Now, it's true that some don't quite love the sweet, rich, and creamy flavor, and it's true that the smell can be powerful. But if you are someone who really appreciates durian, then you should make the journey to Kampot. If you have been to the same places in Cambodia and want to see something a little different, Kampot offers a great selection of tourist attractions. And if you are a foodie who has a passion for local fruits, especially Kampot durian, make sure to pay this area a visit. Camera work by Kitisak Wanapop. I am Papamun Arayasukawat for NBT World.
And now turning to the global front, Islamic gunmen shouting Allahu Akbar attacked an upscale cafe in the Bangladeshi capital, killing 20 people inside before police stormed the building on Saturday and rescued 13 hostages, officials said. The attack claimed by Islamic State marks a major escalation in a campaign by Islamic militants over the past 18 months that had targeted mostly individuals advocating a secular or liberal approach in mostly Muslim Bangladesh. 6 gunmen were killed during the police operation and 1 was captured, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said in a TV broadcast. The army concluded an operation to clear the cafe after a 12-hour siege that began when gunmen stormed the restaurant on Friday night. 2 police were killed in the initial assault. The 13 hostages that were rescued included 1 Japanese and 2 Sri Lankans. Police said earlier that the gunmen were holding about 20 hostages. The Japanese man who was among those rescued was taken to a Dhaka hospital with a gunshot wound, a Japanese government spokesman said. 7 more Japanese were unaccounted for. And that wraps up today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or simply visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for today, we're going to leave you with some cute footage of a circus elephant strolling through a German capital. I'm Surabhat Lautaranarit. Thank you for joining us and have a great weekend. สวัสดีครับ